My role in Encanto, I first came in as an assistant choreographer and dancer. So Jamal Sims, which is the amazing, incredible choreographer of this film, he's American and he wanted to make sure that the movement and the dance was authentic to Colombian culture. I've worked with him in the past, and so he called upon me, and it felt like a moment where the stars were just kind of aligning. And so he called upon me, and I'm grateful that he like had the trust in me to make this happen. And so I took on this huge responsibility, and I did a lot of research and outside of my own experience with Colombian dance and culture. We went in, we had a group of Latinx dancers as well, some from Colombia and other parts of Latin America, which was great because we had also their support to lend that authentic movement to all of our characters. So when we got the storyboards, we got the demos, we got the layouts, we got all this information, we understood what the characters were. We went in, we created these pieces to the amazing music and lyrics of Lin-Manuel Miranda. So once we did that, we shot the references. We then shipped that off to the animation team, and they went ahead and started creating. So also, I was brought in as a consultant for the animation side to also help out with not just the accuracy and the authenticity of the dance movement, but also ensure that culturally, the dance and aspects of the movement were being authentically represented culturally wise. So again, that was a huge responsibility for me, but I'm so grateful for it. And I learned so much during that process. Well, we wanted to take as much of every region and showcase the diversity of Colombia music and dance. So we researched the different regions and the music and the dance that's associated to that region. And what we found was that, yes, there is definitely very unique styles and very unique music that goes with it. For example, the coastal area, the Caribbean area, it's very heavily influenced by African drumming and culture. And then you have more on the inland side, it's more influenced with strings and more European. And then you have an indigenous influence in the middle, closer to the Amazonian areas. So we trickled a little bit of each of that into our dance and into the film wherever we could. And then we also gave it a fresh approach. You know, reggaeton is a newer style. It's a newer style of music and dance. So when we heard that Lynn created a song to that style, it was great because it was like a fresh new approach to Colombian culture. Yes, well, first of all, it was such a great learning process. The respect that I gained for the animation world is huge. I mean, I already loved, and I grew up on animation film, Disney films. So to now be in the trenches with them, seeing how they work and helping them just elevate the whole project was amazing. You know, I came in and I'm so grateful to Kira, Renato, and Michael for kind of taking me under their wings and showing me how the animation world works, the inner workings of how they animate. So what I found were two major things that we have in common, because we had to figure out how to communicate with one another. And the first thing I found was that we are very obsessed and very attentive to detail and how the body moves. You know, as dance from the dance background, I am very aware of my body, and dancers are very aware of every part of their body, the muscles, the shapes that we create with our bodies. And then we also can see that in another person. And in this case, watching the characters, I approach the characters like people. And so I would look at Mirabelle, and if something felt a little off, you know, I can say, well, her shoulder needs to move up and back, you know? So in that, I realized the animation side is the same way. You know, there was a scene where Isabella's turning, and Renato pointed out that, you know, her hip is a little too turned out. And when I saw that, I was like, wait, you saw that? that was kind of like a aha moment, because I was like, wow, it really made me understand and appreciate and know that I could push the animators a little further and really kind of dive in there. And then the second thing was that we both approach movement with sound effects. So on a dancing side, we can create movement and choreography to the beats. So it'll be like on a count, right? On 1, 2, 3, 4. Or to hit a specific musicality, we'll do sound effects. Like we'll be like boom, ba, boom, ba, boom, ta, boom, boom, ba, right? So on the animation side, what I realize is that they do the same. So when they'll say like, oh, she'll grab something, right? They can say she'll grab, or they can say she'll grab it, you know? And when I realized that too, we all like lost it, because we said, oh man, now this is like a perfect marriage of the two worlds. So I really feel like that elevated our collaboration that much greater.